Hello everyone, I'm Anandian, pursuing engineering in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Bengaluru. Today's topic is Ocean Mailing List Dataset, Network Analysis, Banning Mailing List and Code Repositories. These are the authors of this paper. They are Melanie Verick, Samuel Rosenwald, Jean Gabriel Young, Amanda Kaseri, Laurent Dufresne, James Bagrove. Firstly, abstract. Communication surrounding the development of an open source project largely occurs outside the software repository itself. Historically, large communities often used a collection of mailing lists to discuss the different aspects of their projects. Multimodal tools used with software development and communication happening on different channels complicates the study of open source project as a socio-technical system. Here we combine and standardize a mailing list of Python community, resulting in 9,54,287 messages from 1995 to present. We share all scraping and cleaning code. Keywords found in this paper: datasets, socio-technical systems, network analysis, text tagging. Now, introduction. The practice of mining and analyzing software repositories provides a unique window into software development and social practice of problem solving as a whole. Unfortunately, these analyses often come with the caveat that much of collaborative work other than coding appears in public, but away from the software repository itself. The community relies on data streams that, unlike Git's history, for example, do not come in standard formats. Bug reports, mailing lists, online forums, etc. For large open source communities, also known as OSCs, social interaction are rarely limited to a single platform. From direct message to target forms or massively distributed mailing lists. Importantly, discussion there concern a much wider range of contribution to the community than coding itself, with efforts around the development of norms for the community or of organization of social events. These interactions have been shown to be critical to the growth and health of the community, with constructive and timely replies being positively correlated with future participation. Now we move on to the main topic is the ocean mailing list data. We present the data collected as part of the ocean source complex ecosystem and networks, also known as ocean, partnership between Google open source and the University of Vermont. Our code for data collection is hosted in GitHub and contains a suite of utilities to compile mailing lists based on their hosting service. This is currently limited to mailing list hosted through Mailman, Google Source, Google Groups, or Piperman Mail. We include 14 mailing lists as part of this initial release, but the data set could be straightforwardly extended to include other OSCs which use mailing list as main form of communication. Now, current use of database. The Ocean Mailing List database was recently shared with researchers at Galois Inc. as part of an DARPA funded project on the impact of toxicity on collaboration in large and important open source projects. As part of this project, we here focus on a subset of Python community. The CPython repository contains the reference implementation of the language and where most Python development occurs. The database was leveraged as one element in a new tool. The Lagoon platform for leveraging AI to guard open source networks, which does identity merging and comes packaged with a UI for inspecting and analyzing the ingested open source community. Additional related work. There are several data set aiming to capture activities around software development outside of its code base. Besides the analysis of mailing list already mentioned, relevant studies include discussions on unusual platforms such as blogs, Slack messages, and IRC messages. Through the data for these studies is not always made available in easy to parse format. If at all going further, a field data sets of Stack Overflow messages and events are also related to our work in that they pertain to a community and are disconnected from the code base. However, discussions on Stack Overflow focus on using the software rather than developing it, and thus capture a different aspect of a community's behavior. The main challenges here is the unusual nature of technical communication, which differs significantly from type of text usually analyzed with NLP. Challenges, improvements, and future works. From the project included in our data repository, we find the practical of using mail list as the main communication channel for open source project has been steadily decreasing in popularity over the last decade or so. This presents an obvious limitation of relying solely on mailing system list as a proxy for social interactions within a community, but also provides an archival opportunity as a database creates a largely statistic window into the past social interaction around current major projects in open source software development. For continued study of active projects within these communities, our data will be needed to supplement for forum discussion, bug reports, and newer platform conversation channels such as messaging platform and social media and blog rules. In addition to the raw text data associated with messages, we expect to process the mailing list to automatically identify text structures such as email signatures, code, and quotes in reply. Quotes, in particularly indeed targeted toxic emails, are often moderated and do not appear as a sent message in the mailing list. The targeted recipients can still receive this message directly rather from through the list. For example, by sending the email to the both targetmail.com and to the mailing list, the target receives the email regardlessly of moderation. Now we move on to acknowledgement of this paper. This material is based upon work supported by Google Open Source under the Open Source Complex Ecosystem and Network project and by Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, also known as DARPA. Any opinion, finding, and conclusion or recommendation expressed in this material are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the views of open source or DARPA. Authors contribution. MW built the dataset, SFR ran the analysis, JGYAC, LHD, and JPB wrote the original draft with all authors edited. These are the references which was taken to write this uh, paper. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you.